Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to a Punched Out Thursday to Die For, where we will all be using our punches and or our dies to create our layout. Plus, it is Thankful Thursdays, so for the month of Thanksgiving, there will be a thankful video. Well, it's optional. You can have it one day or 4 days, so there will be a list of names that we'll do it sometime during the month down there. And it's hosted by Sandi, who is Steakgoddess. I'm going to scrap those two pictures of my granddaughter, Charlie. And this piece here is actually from, I can't think of the name, but it was the collection before Nature Study, and I already had it made up. It's been sitting there waiting to get used. So, yeah, it's getting used today. Oh, Naturalist. That's what it was called. Naturalist. I planned on using some of those running bonds, but I forget and don't use them. I am using that die Thankful for You, and it's from Cat Scrappiness, and I've had it quite a few years. Um, I'm going to use both of the die and the punch on this one so I can have some longer grass in the background and shorter grass in the front. And it's an old Fiskars punch and an old Sizzix die. It is one of the Sizzlets. And I did uh, show the dies from Tim Holtz, and I got mine from HSN with another 2 or 3 sets of dies at the same time, but no packaging other than what they packaged it in. But I think it's one of the funky flowers. So I cut out in green, and then the top's in another color. Well, part of the top's in the green. So I'd have something to attach the tops to. And I just kind of rounding it off there. And then I'm cutting the stem looking part off of the colored part. And they both look like dandelions to me, one before it seeds and one after. And did you know they, there's a lot of those little seeds on there. They say an average dandelion has 20,000 seeds. It does not look like that much to me, though, even though I thought of it being a lot. But that's how much they say they have. I cut them out in a tan color because, they do change colors. And I inked it with, I believe it was I think it was, well, I know it was now. Now that I got my hand around it, it was scattered straw. And I just inked it here and there instead of all over the whole thing. I used the same color on the yellow cardstock, but, it looks more colorful than it does on the tan. And I just inked the edges and made it darker. I'm pretty sure that I did over on the other anyway. There's like a little stem there, and I thought, well, a little hide behind the taller stem. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm going to end up clipping the yellow off later because I wanted to tilt it in the opposite direction. And I made sure I cut the next one off just a wee bit shorter. But that one, the stem on the top was a little wimpy, so it was a little hard to get out of the die. And so that's why I left the stem on it. The other one did fine, and they're the same die. I am making the top of the stem by hand because it shows all one piece, and so I want the top part to be yellow. So I just kind of hand cut through there to give it little scallops around it. And I planned on 3. I don't know why I didn't notice then that I did not have 3, but I will find the stem later and go ahead and cut me out another yellow piece because I couldn't find it, and have 3 later once I actually start the layout itself. I'm putting foam tape on the top part of the flowers so they'll stand out just a little bit. And I went ahead and cut a couple extra stems so that I could just have them like tall grass because that one kind of looks like tall grass, the one I just now trimmed. And I thought I'd throw a couple of them in there. I should have cut one more and had three because, that would have made me happier. But no, I only cut two and don't even notice it till I'm doing the video. Editing the video, that is. Uh, but in all fairness, I was watching me some YouTube. I that plaid paper, I've had that for many years. It's from Daisy D's. If any of y'all ever had it, it's been a while. But it was heavy cardstock paper back then, and I had it in with the green because I thought maybe I should just go ahead and use it as green since I haven't been using it. But every time I look at it and notice it, I wouldn't. Well, a couple of those stems, the ones that I should have made three of, I made them and I thought, oh no, this is that plaid paper. I might want to use it for something else, even though I told myself use it for green. And then I thought, well, why not use it on this layout? The background paper is Nature Study, but the plaid is Daisy D's. And I've owned quite a few pieces of that paper. First, I bought several to make mini albums for gifts. And then it went on sale for 30 cents each. I could see that on the branding strip. Yeah. And anyway, I bought several more. But this time when I got done, instead of sticking it in with the green, I stuck it in with some fall stuff. I picked out a few mushrooms to go on the bottom, and I tucked it behind the grass and, parts of it in front of the grass so it looked like it was all mixed in. And of course, those are from the Nature Study. I wanted to do the top with the plaid too. However, I'm not going to dress it up quite as much. I will be adding more than I show in the video though, because yeah, I look at it on while I was editing and I thought, man, that looks square and that other looks plain. So I went back and done a few more things, but it is in the photos at the end. I've got foam tape underneath the bigger piece, but not under the photo itself. And I'm just inking it with some rusty hinge. And then when I go to pull the other photo out, I think, oh man, I should have inked the picture too. Well, not actually the picture, but the mattings on right below the picture. I'm using some of this jute, brown jute, and adding it to the photo. And I do have an extra piece there that I'm going to end up using later off camera too. I put a lot more on the layout than I planned. I planned on putting a couple of little sprigs, but then by the time I added to it, I thought I should have just went ahead and pulled the SD card out of my computer and recorded it. But I didn't. Like I said, that wasn't the plan when I started. Here's where I think about inking that because I was going to ink the little one. And yeah, it looks better now that they're both going to match and match everything else on the layout a little bit. I did use a 6x8 paper pad out of the Nature Study to map directly behind the photos. And here's where I notice I only have two yellow ones. See over to the right, I don't know how long it's been sitting there, but I've seen it and added another yellow flower. And it'll look a little bit better with that yellow in 3 spots. I'm only going to have 2 of the other one though. I'm throwing a little extra ink on the green right where I cut because when you cut, the white inner core shows so well. I didn't want it showing, so I did ink that part. Even though I inked all of the greenery ahead of time, I added a little bit more in a couple of places. Here I'm deciding how to do this, and this is what sends me back to go ahead and add something else. I put the flowers right behind that one photo, and that's it. I don't add no more, and it looks kind of square. And I am thinking, how did I miss that? But I will take the squareness away. At least I hope I do. There's where I cut the tip end of that flower off because, see, I wanted to tilt it just a little bit to the left. Don't look like much on the video, but it seemed like more when I was doing it. I'm trying to decide how long I want that flower. And then I thought, well, it'll look like stair steps if I made it a little bit shorter, so I made it longer. And uh, looking at it now, I'm thinking, well, those two look right at the same. But I'm going with it. I'm going with it. Um, oh, this is the sprig that came in there that was just greenery, so I am going to add it. It's got like 3 different colors. You may not be able to tell it on the video, but you might in the photos. But I do have like 3 different colors of it. But I inked them all in either the peeled paint or the scattered straw. That's it, scattered straw. And so they look just a little bit different, some of them, than others. I did use some really thin green that was a scrap on a couple of them, and that stopped me cold because once I got them out of, because I layered it, I thought, well, it's thinner, I can layer it. And once I got them out of the die cut machine, I thought, well, I think I want something heavier. But I ended up putting them on the layout because I don't want them to go to waste. I pulled out 3 butterflies and I wanted them to match the plaid. First I had some really pretty green ones out, but now I got really pretty brown looking ones. But I wanted them to go a little more with plaid. And the together up there, I could I had it in my head that I was going to put it below the picture with the subtitle right below it, the picture on the right. But then, I went from there to having grass and mushrooms and all that stuff. So I didn't have room to do that after I did all the other. I have the Thankful for You layered with the gutting from the photos and one of the greens that I use for the stems on the flowers. Wow, I'm already on the sprinkling. So I had better mention that down there below you'll find the links to everybody that is doing the Thankful Thursdays with Sandi. And you will find the links for everybody that's doing Punched Out Thursday to Die for that will be using their punches and or dies. But that is it. And see what I mean about square? How it just goes up right there and nothing else. So the next photo that you see will be where I filled in and added a little bit more. But yeah, I like that a lot better. And I did add some up there with the together also and the rest of that jute, that brown jute. But there's the tall and the short grass. You can't hardly see the short grass. I thought I was down lower, but I think I was looking up there at the Thankful for You. And like I said, that is a cat scrappiness die, but it might be old. Well, I know it's old, but I mean, they might not have it anymore. And there is the jute bow on the photo and where I added the greenery. I wanted to make sure y'all seen it, so I did get carried away. And there's the butterflies with the other flowers and a little bug. I did find a little bug in there. Well, there's more than one, but I found that one when I was pulling stuff out, so I put it on there too. And there's my title and the jute circling around it. But that's it. That's my layout. And if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. But I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun on the hops. Bye.